Hey, if your life looks successful from the outside but secretly runs on fumes, stick around because we're going to show you exactly, baby, how high-performing men can still win big over the next 5 years without torching their bodies, their minds, and their families. And it all starts live right now on Mornings in a Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Welcome to Mornings in a Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
Doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Yeah. Hey, baby, we are L-I-V-E. That is spelling live. Good morning, men, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show and your daily dose of morning motivation and morning accountability. Yes, baby. I was up before the alarm today. I beat my... Hey, what was your sleep score? 83. True story. Hey, we bring real talk, entertaining conversations for men who are still in the fight, still chasing audacious goals, and trying to start their day without being and feeling like they are one email away from a meltdown. Guys, this is not a toxic show experience. This is nothing but fun. Before we crank things up, we got some quick housekeeping, guys. I got an invitation for you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. And a reminder, this is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it turns into an X-rated experience. So if you got the kids around, you can either convert them into adults in real time, or you can tell that the stories are honest. And sometimes the jokes might be aggressive. Yes, if there are kids in the room, either send them out, put the headphones on, or don't say the handsome chief warned you. Yeah, true story. Hey, remember the one in the lab? We got a big rule in the lab. Yep, big rule. Do not hit the snooze button. We don't snooze here, guys. You snooze, you're 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't. And if you've been tuning into the show all year, you are nothing but hours and hours and weeks behind everybody who has not snoozed throughout their journey on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, hour one, guys. We got some fun stuff here today. Yep. We are introducing Chick Bait. 22 laters, I'm here. Good to see you in the community, Chic. Hope you're feeling much better today. Neiman, nudge, wink. So Chic, hope you're feeling better. Hope you can hang out with us today for the whole 2 hours. Listen, we are going to talk about why sleeping with the lights on with your partner might be the best thing for your marriage. Neiman's like, what? That's not what the story's about. No, hey, it actually might be the best thing for your marriage. Yeah, true story. Aggressive jokes, great words. What's going on, Roofy? Good to see you this morning in the community. Good to see you, of course, every single day here on the Mornings in the Lab live network, 7:30 Eastern time with Matt Roof. Hey, guys, we're talking about why sleep with the lights on might be quietly trashing your heart. It's funny because I fell asleep last night with the lights on. So I'm suspecting that I might have a fucked up heart today. Hey, good morning, Bougie Lifestyle. Ooh, bougie Lifestyle. Yes. Oh, yeah, Bougie Lifestyle tuning in this morning. Hey, Bougie, where are you joining us from today? Bougie Lifestyle. And hey, because I like interesting shit. I'm a curious soul. You guys ever wondered fuck, I'll get into it later in the show. Yeah, ChatGPT released a shopping assistant. No need to go shopping anymore. Just send out the old chat to do the job for you. True story. Talking about that this morning. And then we got the Dumb Shit Award. Oh, baby, we are ready. The Dumb Shit Award coming back to the table today. And did you know? And the dumb shit, the two conversational topics we are introducing to the lab here this morning. And then what happens to your brain after 7 days without a phone? Yep, true story. An hour or two, we're going to get into the deep dive. How burnout, high-performing men survive the next 5 years. We're going to talk about systems, boundaries, morning mental health stuff, morning focus. Yep, I'm going to lean into this one, guys. Note, Neiman, wrong words. I'm going to talk about AI and how, because we talked yesterday about purpose and 7 impact wins for my journey. Yeah, so today's topic of conversation is actually about how I'm using AI and inside of the business here in the lab. And hey, if Maya can beat the clock, she's going to get here today on the Community Corner, digging into YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. So there you go. I set the show up. We get 2 hours of fun, goodness. And I'll tell you guys, if you're new to the show, fuck, man, it goes fast. What's going on, Louis? Louis Valles. Yes, good morning. Grab your coffee, guys. Just mindset lock in. Because the morning loop, it starts right now.
Rooftop's the only quiet place left before Keith hits go. Yeah, one calm breath before chat and caffeine collide. Today's menu, brain rewiring, burnout, AI upgrades, and headlines that already feel like sci-fi. Just another calm little morning show.
There you two are, hiding from the rundown.
We call it strategic rooftop reflection.
Have you heard the good news yet?
Depends. Is this coffee good news or chaos good news? I'm already nervous.
Tommy and Frankie are back, and Keith already said yes.
Of course he did.
Hide the microphones and company card.
Part of me is proud. Part of me knows Tommy and Frankie are pure controlled demolition.
Keyword, controlled.
I'm not convinced.
Hey, John, what's better? Two emotionally evolved bros at the conversation desk or Tommy and Frankie running around unsupervised?
Okay, emotionally evolved bros plus chaos brothers back in the building. That's a lot of energy for one morning.
All right, rooftop reset's over. We're heading to the conversation desk.
I'll grab pitcher and go prep Ian center stage.
To those of you that are new here, I introduce you to our very own Sterling, Vale, and Preston James, and Sophia Grant. Preston and Sterling lead our morning's conversation desk, and Sophia Grant leads the conversations happening up on center stage. Maya Reyes, of course, leads our conversations over on the Community Corner. It's funny, man. I was talking to some folks yesterday, like, hey, Billis. I'm like, yeah, you built yourself quite the team there in the lab. And I'm like, yeah, I did. We have a great team here in the lab. Squad goals. Absolutely. Hey, second hour, guys. You guys can join the live show for sure. True story. 431-300-3005. The phone lines will be open. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail. And hey, the community knows the handsome chief answers the phone, doesn't he, Chic Mate? Yes, if you guys are looking to communicate, looking to get some advice, looking to get some dating advice from the old handsome chief himself, I invite you to pick up the phone and join the show in the second hour, or when the show's over, send me a text, send me a voicemail, or drop a call. We are here. We are live every single day in the mornings in the live community. And of course, the comments are getting active here on the vertical stream. Actually, the vertical and horizontal streams all combined together. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Petro. Good morning, Good Time. Good morning, Holroyd. I know you guys are out there today. Good to have you guys here this morning in the mornings in the lab community. All right, let's get to the big topics this morning. Yes. So, Jimmy. I'm thinking, Jimmy, that we are going to start the show today with some fun stuff. And maybe, Jimmy, we'll go to this first one around sleeping with the lights on. Yeah, sleeping with the lights on might be linked to heart disease and diabetes. So, Sterling, Preston, Conversation Desk team, let's get the show rocking and rolling, guys. Johnny's running a little behind here this morning. Let's get the show rolling, and let's get the conversations happening around how sleeping with lights on might be linked to heart disease and diabetes. And guys, listen, when I put these things on the table, they're not gospel. No, they're topics, they're conversational topics I have found. They are meant to create awareness, because multiple studies presented at the American Heart Association's scientific session said that serious health consequences of sleeping with lights on reveal that even modest light exposure, true story, could trigger brain stress, could trigger arterial.
I sleep with the TV on flex. Turns out it's your heart's least favorite bedtime story.
Yeah.
Romantic? Sure. Smart? No. These studies say even soft light at night pushes your brain into stress mode and your arteries toward trouble.
Sounds relaxing.
If your bedroom glows like a 24-hour diner, this morning we're talking what that light's doing to your heart and brain.
Yeah, so apparently if we sleep with the lights on, good morning, Johnny.
What's up, brother?
Hey, brother. We are just having a little chat this morning about a recent scientific study. I don't know how scientific it was. Only 465 people. What the fuck is that, actually? Says that if we sleep with lights on, Anderson, it might increase It might increase health consequences with triggering brain stress, arterial inflammation, and significantly elevate risks for heart disease. So hold on, I got a joke with you here. So the next time a client comes to you and says, Johnny, I just can't lose weight, man. I'm struggling to get rid of my belly fat. I think it's because I'm sleeping with the lights on. You can say to him, well, you might want to get rid of the hamburger on your desk from McDonald's that you crushed while you're going to sleep with the lights on. Everybody's looking for an excuse to find out why they are. There's always an excuse. That's why I put these topics on the table, because there's always an excuse put in front of a human being. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to articulate?
Yeah, totally. But, interesting enough, there is some merit to if your sleep is hindered.
Yes.
I was one of those guys for years. I slept with the TV on.
Oh, you did, eh? Yeah, like all night kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like it was. I had myself believing.
Yes,
I needed to fall asleep.
Oh yeah, so I was one of those guys too for a while, brother. 100%. Yes.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's you're to have the kind of sleep we're after. You need quiet, dark, cool space.
Yes.
And when I actually finally broke the habit of that, it made a huge difference. Oh my God.
I thought all your wisdom, Johnny, all your philosophical wisdom actually came from sleeping with the TV on all these years.
Yeah. Well, in those early days, I surely wasn't watching things that were helping my wisdom.
No. It was Bowflex. It was all the late night bullshit that we grew up with. Remember all that late night, like after 10, 11 o'clock, midnight, Johnny, like all that late night shit. It was crap, eh?
One of the commercials that's, that say, if you have this or you have this, they list off every fucking condition on the planet. So then you think, well, God damn it, I must have that disease. I better take this medicine.
Yes. And sorry, I'm going to say this. You drive around all the communities and all the trailer parks around the cities are all lit up because they're all watching the overnight TV shows. So I'm just
I'm telling you.
Sorry.
Well, and the thing about it is, like, I'm literally coming out of a phase where I wasn't sleeping well.
Yeah.
I have and me personally, I have the best personal testimony right now about the difference between getting good sleep and not, because I know myself better than ever before. I measure myself in so many metrics.
Yeah.
And when I was in that little phase of not sleeping well, I was just like, it was unbelievable. I was just constantly tired. I wasn't, I was surviving, not thriving.
Yes. Good morning, Seasoned Strength. Good to have you here, brother. Always love having you in the community. Seasoned, got your words out there, watching the conversation and always engaging. Well, brother, I can tell you, because I know we've been leaning into this daily here. I got to bed before my bedtime alarm last night. Woke up before my alarm this morning. Woke up before my bladder said it's time to go for a pee. I had a complete sleep, sprung out of bed, sleep score of 83. So for the first time since we've been talking about this, the sleep score actually mirrors how I'm quote unquote feeling. First time since 2 weeks of talking.
I was wondering, I was starting to wonder if it needed time to catch on.
I don't know, but it's just interesting. So today I got an 83, I will say for the first time since we've been dialoguing this is like, it actually equates to how I'm feeling. I beat all my markers. I beat my bedtime.
The next question is, what does it take to get 100?
Well, so it's funny you say that, because I'm wondering the same thing.
Jesus Christ. I mean, if you're feeling fucking great, you sound great, you look fucking great, that's an 83.
Yeah.
What's a 93 look like?
But again, that's why we gotta just have context with numbers. So to your point, how do I get 17 more points? Do I gotta sleep for 70 hours? Do I gotta, you know what I mean? It's just all these goofy metrics that we don't even know about because it's in the black box of the algorithm. But here's something else, John. Another study came out here recently. Again, this one supports what we talk about on the show all the time, specifically supporting what you talk about non-stop. Exercise or movement snacking. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, just an accumulative snack of movement throughout the day. There's a big study. It's published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science and Sports, 2025. Again, it wasn't the biggest study, John, just under 500 people, but they found that it improved results by over 91% just by them doing things every single day.
Science just blessed your kettle squats. That's real training now, not nervous fidgeting. Yeah. Apparently your no time excuse is getting audited today. Short bursts, 1 to 5 minutes, a few times a day.
actually move the needle. Fitness, blood pressure, blood sugar, all improve. It's a foundation, not an excuse. Exercise snacks won't replace real training. Today, we're breaking down how they reboot heart and habits.
Think squats while the kettle boils, stairs instead of the elevator, 2-minute walks. Snack-sized workouts that finally feel doable, not overwhelming.
What I love about this, Johnny, is that this is just the complete opposite of, I know you don't really enjoy the word snack, and I can appreciate that. But this is a wonderful way to say, okay, well, if you can flip the script on a snack in your head, it's going to take you 3 minutes to crush that shitty snack. Go take the 3 minutes to do some body squats in front of the pantry instead. Like, just, you do that accumulatively. Before you even know it, John, you flip the switch on your life.
Yeah. It's just like, it's with so many things in life. Once we do it a few times, it gets so much easier every time.
You just do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Actually, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So guys, this, I pride myself on always finding things to keep moving the needle forward to create awareness throughout our day. So as you guys are going throughout your day today, Chic, Season String, Petro, get back and do a few things. It's funny because as I continue to get to know Petro, Johnny, he's got a gym at his house, just like you, right? He's like, every time I come down here and I walk through this room, he goes to do pull-ups. He's like, I do pull-ups. He goes, I must do 5 or 10 pull-ups a day, whatever the number was. But he goes, I do pull-ups. So he's like, I just walk by my gym in my basement. I do some pull-ups and walk by again, which is pretty cool. There you go, right? It's like, it's there in front of me. Might as well use it.
Yeah, you want little bits like that.
Yes.
It's all helpful.
Yes.
All
yeah.
helpful.
Exactly.
So this morning, check this out, dude. So this morning, I'm in a little bit of Northern California.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Where I am.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to get on the show this morning. The fucking Wi-Fi is like all fucked up. Yeah. So I have to run down. I got to basically, I call the front. Nobody picks up. Yeah. God damn it. I'm going to fucking go out. And granted, it's still Northern California. Yes. But I got to go basically down there, which means anyway, I had to go outside for just a little space between where I am and the front. And oh my Christ. Cold? It's fucking cold, dude. And I'm thinking to myself, listen to me. I am being such a bitch. I'm in California. This is for motherfuckers up there where it's fucking snowing.
So what is it, 45, 50 today? What is there for you right now?
Probably in the low 40s.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's cold.
Yeah, that's kind of a joke.
I know. I get it. Hey, I forgot that. I was going to send you a text this morning. Since we're now on this dual stream experience, you actually can join the show from your phone. So if you found it better somewhere to be in a situation down in the lobby or somewhere that's not in the room there to be in a louder spot, you actually could use your phone now. So because we've had guests use phones and we can now use phones because of the experience, because it's now a merged experience. So know that you have that flexibility in your pocket.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of flexibility, we know it's Thanksgiving week. Two other items here before we get Ian Harrison joining us in the lab this morning. So ChatGPT launched AI shopping yesterday. So literally go into ChatGPT and it will do all your shopping for you, in whatever account you're on. So essentially, instead of going into Amazon or Google, ChatGPT will do your shopping, fill your cart, give you a bunch of comparisons. And with obviously Black Friday around the corner, they released that product this week. So that's available to us. And then
what a concept, Black Friday. People are going to they rush out to go into that mob of people. I can't think of anything worse to do with one of my days.
Are you actually going to go here with me right now? You actually decided to unpack the corn of, since I met you, brother, I thought we were staying away from the negative noise of life. Yet you're actually going to open up the can of Black Friday, Anderson. You're all right.
No, I don't think it's got to be a negative thing. I think it needs to be more of a warning shot.
Oh my God.
So ChatGPT is now your Black Friday shopping buddy.
Tell it the chaos in your cart, it builds you a short list. It asks what you actually need, then hunts reviews and options. Basically, buyer's guide on demand without doom scrolling 10 websites.
Now it's Amazon's assistant, Google's assistant, and ChatGPT scanning shops while politely skipping direct Amazon links.
Competition just got very real.
Millions already ask ChatGPT what to buy. This upgrade quietly shapes where your money actually goes.
I had my first experience with that buying my winch.
Oh, yeah. Did you buy the winch during the Black Friday sale?
No, hell no. I don't buy things because
I thought maybe
I buy them because I want it.
I know exactly. Yeah,
I just was like, I know nothing about winches.
Yeah,
I don't have a friend that I can call that will, sum this up for me in just a few short minutes. I had plenty of buddies that would love to have an hour of my time talking about winches. I'm like, that's not what this is about.
Yeah,
I just need to know which winch is going to look the coolest on my fucking Jeep.
I love
it in there, dude. It brings up all these options. And I just told her, I said, look, I have this Jeep this year, this model, and I want a big winch that's barely going to fit in there, so it looks cool.
I love the reason why. It doesn't have to be strong. It doesn't need a certain pound per PPI or pound per. It doesn't need any certain strength. It just needs to look cool. That's
I figured big and strong would be fairly
universal.
Yeah, it's like a 15,000 pound winch, whatever the fuck that means.
Oh my God. Well, and Black Friday has turned into Black Week, Black Month. It's like this whole, and you know what happens? It makes you feel like an idiot if you buy something not in Black Friday, because they're essentially saying, all right, Anderson, you're going to pay full price for this on this Monday. And then next Friday, we're going to drop it 85%. So it's like, why don't you just keep the price lower anyways?
I guess I look at it differently. I look at it like, I'm not going to go and fucking try to be one of these people in the rat race trying to buy something cheap, because that's not a good investment of my time.
I'm the same way, dude. I
mean, if you could buy a fucking house on Black Friday and you could save, $1.5 million on a fucking, because you're getting it 75, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
That's a good investment of my time.
It's and listen, since Amazon kind of came onto the picture or whatever a number of years ago, it's just turned into this crazy event. Black Friday is almost sometimes bigger than Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's just turned into this big commercial event.
I don't do Black Friday sales.
I don't need, dude. Neither do I. I can't even keep talking about it.
Go on sale.
What's that?
Ferrari doesn't have sales.
Yep. No, neither does Louis Vuitton or Gucci. I got no time for that shit, man. I work too hard for my money. I don't got time to
Hey, speaking of all this crazy money stuff, isn't like I keep hearing these little flashes about Elon's X money about ready to get released. That's going to have, I'm sure, very similar capabilities where it'll go out and you can buy it right off the app, and you could probably tell it to go find you what you want too.
Yeah, so I'm expecting 2026 for that. Actually, I'm expecting probably second quarter of next year for that. I know there's been.
The next question is what sort of a I guess you'd say, what tracks, so to speak, what train tracks is he going to use to move money?
Well, so from my understanding,
some sort of a crypto base, I'm sure.
No, so what I've been so. Yes and no. So what I've been reading and understanding is so you're right with the end goal. I believe that is the end goal to get there, but we know how industry and life works. We know that we want to get to that crypto one, but we know we got a path to get there, and that path includes Visa, MasterCard, and the traditional banking system of today, right? So I know they have been actively working with Visa and MasterCard in the current SWIFT payment system to integrate it into X so that it can become like an X payment. But I think you're right. Over time, the goal is to connect it into, some type of, digital crypto.
That bears the question then. Elon doesn't fucking build shit on yesterday's highways.
No, so Visa and MasterCard will be part of this, because right now, Johnny, that the reality is, in order for you and I to, be a part of commerce in today's world, you got to have that kind of connection somewhere in the journey, right? For most humans, humans, right?
Totally. But wouldn't it be? And I don't know. I'm just thinking about Elon, the fucking guy who puts out shit that nobody can believe all the time.
Yes,
it wouldn't surprise me if he said, "Hey, here's this X money, and guess what? We've got a new way to move money around in seconds that's free and all this shit."
Oh, I suspect, I have no doubt. I don't know this to be true. I'm purely speculating like you do, but I suspect that he's very much on an aggressive path to be disruptive in that space. There's no no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll tell you right now, man.
It costs $1% or $2 for you to buy something on a credit card.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that industry is ripe for disruption. But we both know, though, that you can't just. We got to find a bridge to get there, and then you kind of disrupt it, right? So, and unlike what happens in the Asian markets where it's all state controlled, That hasn't been the infrastructure here in the West for years, right? So we're having to change a lot of infrastructure, so to speak. Speaking of Elon, Johnny, I know you're a Starlink guy, and I got friends that have Starlink.
Did I tell you they sent us a free mobile one?
Oh, they did. Very cool. Yeah,
that's because we have two.
Yeah.
So they're like, because basically, I think what they're thinking is, okay, this guy has no problem hooking up another fucking another subscription. So it's this crazy little thing, dude. It's like all you have to do is plug this motherfucker in. There's it's all built into it. It looks like close your laptop.
Yes.
It looks like your laptop.
Yes,
but it's got these little 2 feet that pop up, so it can
yeah.
And it's literally the size of your laptop.
And you just fucking put it wherever you want, and off. You got instant internet access, eh?
So you plug it in,
yeah,
and then you got to hold it,
yeah,
and you got to basically. I suppose you could do it with one person, but you have to basically put your phone on their app, right? So you can.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have to take the little. What do you call it? It's just you can't call it a dish because it's just this flat fucking board.
I get like the antenna basically.
You got to sit there and fucking do all these things because it's going around and it's connecting to all the fucking set, and you have to get like X amount, and then it's just a gung, and it's fucking got it.
You know what's crazy with this, pal, is that you and I can have this conversation because we both grew up with the 20-foot satellite dish. And then we both grew up with the direct
those fucking things.
Remember? And then you had to go outside and crank the fucking wheel. And then you got the direct TV dish. And now you got this little fucking laptop sized dish. So think about it, right? You yourself have been part of that journey from like the big 20-foot fucking thing to the little direct TV thing. Now you've got your phone connected to some satellite here. Like, just think about that. You've been part of that journey. You've witnessed it.
Oh, dude. I mean, we've seen a lot of shit change, brother.
Yes. Hey, so I know you're curious like I do, and I know you have a curious brain like I do. And we know there's just been a lot of chatter over time around, China and Taiwan and all that bullshit happening over there. Well, we also know that Elon has
What's happening with China and Taiwan?
Well, listen, this is fascinating, right? So Elon has Starlink, right, around the world. Well, so we learned that Starlink did wonderful. It helped the Ukrainians as they've been battling Russia in the war over there. So there's been a bunch of the world woke up to, so this is what happens now when you have this private constellation of satellites, right, controlling things, and it's owned by one man. So China did war games on how could we attack Taiwan while there's this Starlink area they're protecting Taiwan. They figured they would need almost 2,000 drones over Taiwan, China would, in order to jam Elon's Starlink network. So to simplify it, Starlink is over Taiwan. If you live in Taiwan and you want to use Starlink, you can. Well, China's like, well, no, fuck, we want to go get Taiwan. So how can we go get it? We're going to have to go throw 2,000 drones up in the sky to jam all these satellites. So I just curious shit from my brain when I read. I find it kind of fascinating.
Weird shit, dude.
It's Elon Musk fucking Marvel's. It's actually the Avengers. It's actually the Avengers. I keep saying that because that's the world we're living in. There's some dude that owns a fucking satellite network and is like, oh yeah, I'm going to turn it on. I'm not going to turn it on. If you want to jam it, you're going to have to put a bunch of drones up in the sky. Ian Harrison hanging out in the green room. I see you down there, Ian. We'll bring you up here in a couple minutes. You're hanging out with Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, getting up and getting after it every single day. Hey, Jimmy, before we bring Ian in, Johnny, we're introducing the Dumb Shit Award to the show here regularly. I got a fun one here today. Jimmy, let's run the Dumb Shit Award before we bring in our first guest today, Ian Harrison. Jimmy, let's get after it.
All right, today's Dumb Shit Award goes to a middle-aged dude in a grocery store.
Oh.
This absolute legend thought it'd be smart to balance a shopping cart, a full-size grocery cart, on his chin. Did you know gravity exists? Oh. So yeah, buddy, enjoy your concupption. A&D, the Dumb Shit Award. Amen.
So there you go, Johnny, a guy that would maybe do the stuff that others don't do. He decided to go into a shopping store and fucking put a card on he put on his chin.
That was pretty impressive, dude.
I thought the same thing. Like, so regardless if it's dumb shit or not, that's actually very impressive. Like, what do you think a cart weighs? I don't know, 45 pounds, maybe 50 pounds? I'm thinking a plate.
Well, and the thing about a cart is it's not even so much the weight, it's the fact that it's so spread out, and it would translate to be much heavier because it's
Yes.
not just this little condensed thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like the torque of that thing. You know what I mean?
Here's a bigger question. So does some dude just hang out in the store for years and hours on end practicing? Like, does he have a grocery cart at home?
He clearly had to take a fucking cart home to learn how to do that.
So crazy, man. I don't know. Just the dumb shit award. We're dropping in daily here, guys. The dumb shit award on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And hey, we're not calling out the human. No, we're calling out the dumb shit act because every human has their story. Hey, coming up, Johnny, what does a late night college bakery Vans Warped Tour? I remember the Vans Warped Tour, Anderson. You probably do too. And augmented reality sneakers all have in common. Well, they're all part of the wild journey of today's guest, a cultural anthropologist. Holy fuck, man. I don't think we've ever had an anthropologist on the show here before.
What did you start off with? A Vans what?
The Vans Warped Tour. Remember, so you and I grew up in the same era when Vans, the shoes came out, and Tony Hawk and all those guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was
like
part
a
of
revolution.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. So we got a cultural anthropologist, Neiman. Good words to put in my mouth this morning as I'm waking up. Turned hip hop artist, turned tech disruptor who's declaring war on traditional advertising. Sophia Grant, let's bring in the boy, Ian Harrison, this morning. Let's do it, Sophia.
You ever pour money into ads, watch your feed fill up, and still feel like your brand is invisible everywhere? Now imagine every step your customers take, every hallway, festival, or court they walk through.
Meet Ian Harrison, co-founder and head innovation dude at Sneakar Shoe Co. and creative director at Munster Vision.
For more than 20 years, he has studied how humans move, gather, and behave, blending cultural anthropology with ethnographic design. He spent 2 decades on the road as hip-hop and funk artist Munster, reading crowds from dive bars to Warped Tour stages. That same curiosity pulled him into Web3 and XR, where he helped pioneer NFT utility architecture and real market fit experiments for brands. He's the guy tech panels call to unpack immersion and engagement and translate street-level instincts into enterprise strategy. Through Sneakar, he partners with bold brands and rising athletes in underserved communities, turning their sneakers into living billboards. He once co-founded a college town late-night bakery delivery service, hand-delivering warm cookies to students.
So when he talks about culture, he is speaking as the touring musician, the anthropologist, and the scrappy student entrepreneur.
Underneath all the tech, Ian believes traditional advertising is dying, and that the right kind of immersive disruption wins every time. Ian, we're looking forward to this conversation. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab.
Ian Harrison.
Holy moly. That was the most incredible introduction I have ever experienced. 44 years on this planet, that was mind-blowing. Keith and team, hats off my bald head to you. That was awesome. Hello. Well, man, this was great. What a warm-up. On the chin, fellas, like a grocery cart.
Ian, meet John. John, Ian, welcome to the show, brother.
John, we got similar names. I think we'll like each other. Hello.
Let's go, nice baby. I'm liking the energy already.
All right.
Yeah. Ian, where are you joining us from, Mr. Munster? Where are you joining us from, pal?
Rockwall, Texas.
Oh, nicely done. Well, thanks for getting up with us this morning. I know you're on Central Time. It's early. John's behind you there, so John's up earlier than you. But, dude, I love your story, man. I got to be honest, I don't even know where to start. Do we go right to the Vans Warped Tour? Do we go to today?
Where do we go? Yeah,
you got some really cool shit, man. So your sneakers, AR. Where do you want to start? We invited you to the show. I know where I want to take it, but where would you like to start? I'm going to do a little differently. Where would you like to start today, bro?
Man, I want to start with gratitude. I am so still in the moment of watching that whole thing, like speak out for who and what I've done. That accentuated it so well. Like I love being in the future. So let's start at being the pioneers of this fourth industrial revolution we're in.
Thank you.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
We watched it on the holodecks, computer this, transport that. Here we are. I think last week they teleported an actual atom of energy from one place to another. So yeah, I'd say let's start in the future and be in the present, man. Thank you for having me. This is a super cool energy to be a part of this early in the morning.
I appreciate that.
A great day. So yeah,
Let's start with gratitude. I love that. Why do you start with gratitude? Is that part of your morning? Like, so for example, I know John gets up every single day and reaches out to his loved ones. I chase gratitude every morning because when I chase gratitude, it chases the anxiety out of my mind. But Ian, why is gratitude so important to you? Because, and it's such an obvious question, but it's not for everyone. Why for you?
I love that. In fact, it's not that there's one didactic that every morning I do this or that. This morning I'm filled with gratitude, having been graciously introduced the way that I was. So I was just saying, like, in this moment, I am feeling gratitude for having this to have. But to answer your question, I think if we wake up gracious, then we set the day for being open to what's coming. If we set it with rigidity and we set out that it's going to be a bummer, then that's likely how your day is going to be. So
we get more of what we think about.
How we are, like, what is our motivation? What's that, John?
We get more of what we think about.
100% that manifestation, whatever you want to call it, shaping reality, attitude, it's all connected.
So Ian, let's go back. You studied cultural anthropology, yet you ended up in music, and yet you ended up in a very, in a future facing industry today, but it's rooted in cultural anthropology. Talk about how that links to the world we live in today, which is it's moving so fast every second, it seems, but yet you root your philosophies in this idea of cultural anthropology. Talk about that, Ian.
Love to. So it's actually what I focused on. Like, my focus was sociocultural anthropology, which is like a focus on why cohesive groups move the way they do. Why do we attract ourselves to certain pillars? But then my true focus was on modernity. So modernity is what you're speaking on, the futureness of it all, right? Things are exponentially layered. Things happen faster. They're at our fingertips quicker. We have a cumulative advantage and disadvantage of everything all at once around us, right? And I think that gets shown to us a lot. So why anthropology, or why anthropology into future fit? I think it's fair to know that, like, my entire existence was surrounded by nodes and electrons and buttons, and I've just been a button pusher in many forms my whole life. So I was born 6 weeks early in the 80s, before there was a whole lot of awareness about like how to help premature children. And so like it was a bunch of beeping and lights and wires. And so I think there's a deep connection into synthesis and synthesizers and that type of stuff for me. And so it's always moved towards, what can I do? How can I push the envelope? But how can I engage? People have always been really big for me. Growing up in Austin in the 80s, 90s, it was just a huge melting pot of stuff, people to do, music to see, skateboards to ride, walls to go spray paint, right? Like, things to get into. And so I think all of that built me as this experience-driven being that, like, I find ROE far more beneficial than ROI. And so I think that leads to impact work. And so when I work with bold brands, that sort of experience design, or technically it's ethnographic design, because ethnography is like a studied approach anthropologically to understand a group of people, or why a movement drives the way that it is. There's a sacred and profane totem to things. Why is something good by a culture group? Why is it bad by a culture group? Why do we as individuals adhere to the larger subsector? So blah, 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 technology, brands, music, engagement, all of these things sort of make this Metatron's cube, right, of this thing. It's almost tangible, but it's energetic.
So you mentioned ROE. John is a big fan of energy. I am as well. It's what drew us together. Now, when you use ROE, are you talking about return on energy?
Return on experience.
Okay, return on experience. Okay, so lean into that.
Yeah, so I think for me, I'm such a, like, what is the meaning of life, 42 kind of dude about being here, showing up. So like a mantra I live by is lean in, show up, do work. Lean in, show up, do work. And it's something that I counsel when I help chasm cross executives or creative teams or C-suites, or when I'm innovating with a client. Lean into it, right? Because no matter what happens later or what has already happened, the presence of it all is the chances are, right? Like, chances are we're all going to leave. So if we can hang on to it now, that experience drives the moment. The moment drives compulsion. Compulsion drives authenticity, and that drives ripple in return for a brand. And so that's where a lot of the ROE comes in versus ROI for me. I think the first question for investors, or the first question for financial teams or marketing teams, is what's the return on my investment? And we can always go down that path, but I always start with, well, what's the return on the experience for your end algorithm, which is your super fan, which is your loudest billboard, megaphone, speaker, TV screen in the rooms you're not in, right? So
interesting.
The return on the investment portion, it's very thin.
Yeah,
it doesn't last long. You know, when you start off chasing the experience, it'll turn into the investment, because if you're loving what you're doing, you're going to get so fucking good at it. The money will follow.
Thank you. 100. And if you
build, there's a different way of explaining that. I like those two terms, because people are always chasing the dollar, and then they realize this dollar, there's that instant pop, but that's it.
Well, John, what I think about for you, actually, specifically for you, so John counsels and mentors high-performing men who are looking to get over a hump and looking to achieve big goals in life. And what I'm thinking about from John's perspective is when John's, I'm thinking John often, because it's not inexpensive to work with John. So I'm thinking there's guys going, well, what's going to be my return on investment in this thing? The question I think, John, you're asking now is, no, what's going to be return on your experience with me? Because I'm going to guarantee you, or yada, yada, yada is going to happen. I love the reframing of the experience over the, I love that. Ian. I'm
going to borrow energy, and I'm going to say right back to you guys, I would say, what's the return on the energy you give into this to your
That's cool. I really like that. The reframing of it a lot, actually. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah. And I would say it works just as well with energy, right? Like, what's the return on the energy invested in the change you're looking to make? What is that chasm cross that, in your case, John, what are these high performers stuck on, right? There's some kind of stuck. There's some kind of break. There's an energetic cycle, right? And like, we have to break these rhythms. We have to break familial patterns. One of the ethnographies I did in college, back to anthropology, is on trance dances. And there's this tribe of people in Papua New Guinea, and they do trance dances, and it's led by the tribal griot. A griot is like a tribal storyteller, or like think of not a wise man necessarily, but it's someone that holds the key. It's like a key holder. But so they will lead these trance dance ceremonies. Some are ayahuasca induced, some are completely sober, but point being, there's these energy breaks. And it's starting to be more receptive globally, but this is something that goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it's also a way that we interchange with our ancients, right? Like, we are all ripples of what once was, and we're a piece of what's coming. And so being aware of that, as John, to your point, as you counsel these guys and like helping them figure out what their wall is and bust through it energetically, gives them back experience, which gives them back ROI. So I think they all connect.
I would say you have to have the E before you can get to the I. Sorry, Johnny, Henry, going to jump in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because most people, like especially these guys they've done well with making money, but they're not terribly fulfilled. They've taken that same chase of something unfulfilling and tried to turn it into their personal lives and their fitness. And it's just doesn't. You have to. I create a path for them to get to their goal where they enjoy the journey. Now the whole fucking equation's changed.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes, sir. Ian, so it's not lost upon me, over your left shoulder, you have some pretty cool kicks on the desk.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So these are some of our actual products. So I guess a quick little blurb about what we do.
Please. Yeah.
So SneakR is an augmented experience platform.
Yeah.
So we use XR and augmented reality through web tech stacks or application paywalls to drive further brand engagement. And we do all over branded event shoes, like a stadium standard, something where you would land a brand into something to be really seen and loud at a festival, think Coachella, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Find the people in the people, grab them, convert them while you have them, is something that you might see a shoe like this on. And then all the way down to some sports science things. We've recently, we're third partner in a UK line that's called Deity. And it's specifically a paddle line, lifestyle line. Paddle's really huge. So we do sole to eyelet full custom builds, right? So it's
what do you say,
paddle?
stack,
but it's true fabrication of product too. And so we take.
What did you say? Paddle is really huge. What paddle?
Paddle, yeah, like it's like tennis with a wooden racket. It's like a
pickleball.
It's like pickleball, but it's like a posh thing to go do after work, especially like London upper middle class folks are doing it instead of golf or something like that. And then we have partnerships in sustainability. Something like this would be with Royal Hemp Nepal. So this is an all hemp upper that you see multicolored, embroidery work, fully built, right? So yeah, what you see behind me is just stuff I like to have on hand to be able to talk about the product. But yeah, so we're at the intersection and conversation of experience design and custom branded footwear to land conversion moments for bold brands that matter, right? So again, back to a festival, to a one-on-one, to an expo, to a speaking event, these things become your billboard. They become your business card. They become your television screen. They become the extension of your brand. And so back to what you were saying, John, about the engagement time. And I think that's so huge. I think traditional brand copy's dead, but long live the brand. So what do we do to keep people in it? I think the second quarter ends at a football game, people are on their phone, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Keep them in the brand. How do you do that? Likely mini gamification, because you're already at a gaming event. But if you're at something that's more social, maybe you have a new music video play for the artist that's performing, rather than have people lose interest in where they are. Stay in the immersion, keep them in the brand, right? These are examples of where different deliverables through extended reality land your brand content in a way that is needed. For our NIL space, an athlete, we might put together animated sizzle reels that deliver fluid, interchanging moments that they're having throughout the season, sort of like highlight captures as it's going on, right? These are ways that you can just create fluidity, which is what I think John was talking about, so that these experiences aren't single serving and the energy is an ecosystem and it does drive return.
So back to the shoe, for example, John's at an event, you spot John. You might find that John has some influence or has some people around him. I'm just speaking out loud right now on the fly.
Sure.
You might say to John, hey man, I think you should put these shoes on. You identify John, you put the shoes on John. John becomes the walking billboard for the brand event. Am I understanding it correct? Now John becomes basically he doesn't even know it, but you guys have spotted him at the event, and he now becomes a pinnacle of your marketing efforts.
It becomes a pillar. It's an anchor to return to. Oh, that guy that had those really loud red shoes on, right? So yeah, John as a brand ambassador, yes, certainly. So like using John here, John's just like this pillar we're moving around. But in this instance, if John is the downline brand ambassador, most certainly that is the goal. Like find the people with the brand on their feet, talk to them. Oh, you've already got your phone out. You're already following me on the socials. Keep your phone out, hit the shoe, scan it, have an experience right then, keep them in that moment. John has now done that for that brand. However, if John is relatively influential, as we're supposing he is in this conversation, he likely has built his own shoe out because he has his own super fan base. And he's already driving his own.
What John's actually done with shoes?
I do not know what John's done with shoes.
No, me neither.
I've built a life where I don't have to wear them.
I love it. I love it. There you go. I see what you did.
The only place you're gonna coax me to wear a pair of shoes of yours is in a gym. That's the only time I'll put them. In the gym or pickleball. Other than that, I don't wear them.
Well, I got these for you, John.
Hey, Ian, so we often talk with men on this show about identity, and it's a common pillar that I've gone on my journeys of shedding skin through identities. John has as well. And you have as well. You've been, you were Munster, the artist, for over 20 years. John, he did some pretty cool shit, man, touring with some pretty D12. Did you tour with Marshall, too? The guy behind me hanging on the board? Did you tour with him, Ian?
Oh, I thought you were talking to John. No, we did some stuff with D12. Just on a tour that they came through Dallas once. We did.
Gotcha. Okay. No. So at what point did Ian, the entrepreneur, and Munster, the musician, stop being separate? Or are they still separate in your mind? And how have you gone through your own identity journey, Ian?
No, certainly not separate. I would say that they've always been. Like, I think hello, Ringo. Munster as the performing artist, Munster Vision as the larger entity, they've always sort of been. So for the last 2+ decades, Munster has been. And so because Munster has been, the larger vision of Munster, therefore Munster Vision has been. And that built itself up, right? So as I'm touring and I'm hand pressing t-shirts, to working with screen printers, to finding factories to fulfill things, to building out boom boxes and mini figurines and cassettes and hat pins and vinyl records, all of these things, like as Munster, landed as unbeknownst to me pillars, but maybe I knew that I was building towards a larger thing. I was always thinking about like downlining my experiences, back to experience, downlining them to other artists, helping them come up, right? Extending mentorship, servant leadership, all that stuff's always been really big to me because I've always really appreciated it when other people have taken me under their wing. I've always been the kind of guy that has been ageless in the room. So whether I was a kid all the way to now having my own, right? Like I've just navigated rooms well. And because of that, it's been bestowed upon me certain graces. And so I want to extend that back. So blah, 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 building the brand, Munster, how did it become independent? Are they inter-independent? I think all of the stuff that Munster did, like my persona as a performing artist, first of all, I never faked the funk or acted any different way. It was never, oh, that's Ian during the day and Munster at night. Like people will call me Ian, people will call me Munster. Hey, yo, Munster, I might still be called that, right? So there was never any real break, but I would say it was accentuation. So I was attuned to it. That focus has led to being able to descriptively and actively be able to coach and guide other brands towards direction that might be effective for what I learned these sorts of groups receptive well, right? And the anthropology helps, but all of that I guess I leapt off the ledge corporate wise, like where I moved from employee to engaged collaborator all across the board, probably about 2 years ago, 2.5, where I said, I think there's enough moat and meat that I can do everything that's needed of me. So like much respect to my Administet family and the company that I've done work for the last almost 15 years of my life and still continue to do those. That has been a huge part of how to like build business block too. So like all of the stuff, the whole journey has led to now. It's all cumulative. I don't know that there's breaks.
What strikes me about both you guys is Ian, John grew up in the wrestling world, bodybuilding world, strongman world, really largely before the internet. And as you as an artist going out on tour, both you guys having to market yourselves, like you said, printing T-shirts and Johnny opening up the phone book and trying to it's just a whole, the work ethic you both were taught back then as an artist and as a performer, John, compared to today, it's so different, isn't it? Because you just open up your phone, you connect to the whole world. I'm oversimplifying it, but man, back what you guys had to do to get your name out there, to just your comment, Ian, printing T-shirts and printing presses and finding this and to be an artist, you had to do it all yourself.
Yeah, man.
It was all based on one simple word: perform. You couldn't perform, you get no action.
Well, I don't know if you can see it behind me. It's also based on hustle.
Well, yeah.
Well, then the hustle goes right into perform. If you can't hustle, you're not going to perform.
Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? Like you just have to.
It was what you did.
Yes,
was
sir.
Your marketing. It's how you performed. That actually got you that was your best marketing.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it still fascinates me to this day because I grew up watching those starving artists, putting whatever those flyers across cities to hopefully people show up at your show.
And that's if you think about it, when I'm referencing back in those days, perform represents everything. Doing well. It remembers kicking ass. It represents doing what you got to do to get the job done. That's performing.
Yeah. What does that mean to you, Ian?
A lot of times people think perform, they're thinking about dancing or doing something in a single fashion. No. Back in those days when you're starting off, you have to perform in every element of what your journey requires to get to the front row. Yeah,
so true. What do you take on that, Ian?
I mean, 100%. It's back to what I was saying earlier. It's leaning in, showing up, doing work over and over and over and over. Because
when nobody's looking, are you still doing it?
There you go. Okay. Two points to that. What I was about to say, all we have is what we leave behind, right? All we have is what we leave behind. So legacy matters, impact work matters, yes. But like the things that we do and the footprint that we leave and the energy that we put out into the world matters. And so to your point, John, we're remembered in someone else's last breaths, right? Long after we're gone, hopefully. Like if we've done enough good, hopefully it's good. If we've done enough in this world, hopefully good. We're spoken long after we're gone and long after we're dust and our last is wrapped in some lint basket and gone away, right? But somebody else remembers us and speaks of us or thinks of us, and that's
And hopefully
That's
those
the-
words are coupled with a smile.
Right. Hopefully so. Exactly. We hope that.
Yeah. Ian, we talk often on this show, and again, a pillar of our conversations is often around vulnerability and being real, and we pride ourselves in creating a safe space to have conversations that others don't have. You yourself talk about fearless vulnerability, and you talk about bold brands. But real talk, brother, what scares you? What scares Ian Harrison?
Not living. Like, I love living so much, and like,
yeah,
to the point where I halfway jokingly, like, if you can hook my brain back up to electrons and nodes, like I came into this world, and keep me conscious and here and aware, like there's something rewarding even in that to me. Yes, I would be without body or form, and I don't want to get into the layers and ripples that unpacks for people when I have this discussion. But what scares me is just not being here anymore. No, not being able to do, not being able to be or experience like that. And it's the finality of it, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's outrunning time. Nobody makes it out of here alive. No one can outbest another one at that. And so that's just the reality of it.
What a statement, John. We have never had a guest on the show, and actually you and I have never even dropped before, but to hear that statement, I love living. Dude, that's
well, the one, it was, God, I can't remember who said this, but he was in your world of the extreme kind of he was in the world of vans, if you will. He was in that kind of that way. And he said basically one of his metrics for living a good life was at the end that his body, which is nothing more than a vehicle, is fucking wrecked.
Yeah. Yes.
He's used his vehicle to the end. There's too many miles. The vehicle needs to be put to rest. And when you live your life, wide open to the fullest in all areas of your life, when all of a sudden when it's over, you've used your vehicle. Your vehicle is done. And it's like so many people, they hide in the corner to protect their vehicle, and they're not living.
Yeah, they wrap their couches in plastic. They wrap their
100%.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Exactly. They go to the dealership and they buy the vehicle, and they go and drive and they park it in their garage and it sits there.
Yes.
And they go out once or twice. Maybe.
Well, you got one of those. You're talking to one of those right now. When was the last time you drove your Tesla, dude? He said he's got a no. How do you unpack this one? He's got a fucking Jeep that he spends more time trying to get to fucking start every day.
No lie, guys. No lie. I saw a commercial on a Jeep commercial. Literally tried to say highest ranked ranked sports utility vehicle in America. I was like, highest ranked at what? Not starting.
Well, so Harrison, it's time to end. So hold on a second here. Yes, thank you. Good time. Yes, the Handsome Chief's Jeep that got a whole storyline itself. And yes, Ian, I have a Tesla Roadster wrapped in my garage. It's an original.
Wrapped like nobody can get in the motherfucker.
It represents a different time of my life, and I'm just waiting to get back to that.
What's a Tesla Roadster?
The original,
one of the early fucking vehicles. One of the ones that he put out, only the rich motherfuckers could buy.
Did you know that I don't even know what a Tesla Roadster is? So now I'm going to go look that up later.
Most people don't, brother.
All right, I'm gonna.
So it was the vehicle when Elon put it out. He's like, I just need to sell like 1,000 of these, and it'll make me so much money I can fund the company.
Johnny's right. He's right. So if I don't buy that, he made 2,500 of them. If I don't buy that car, Tesla doesn't exist today, because Ian, it was his product market fit. It was okay, if I can convince 2,500 dudes in the world to give me $250,000, I will have the deposit essentially to build Tesla. So he found
what he actually did. Let's touch on that. You said product market fit, but then you touched on the real hammer nail. He built people market fit. He knew how many people he needed for that to make that next level up. And so if we can focus on people market fit instead of product market fit, that's a win.
Let's get back to the fact that Keith agreed with what you said before he got fucking put on Front Street.
Which was what?
People wrap their couches in plastic. He's got a fucking car wrapped in plastic in his goddamn garage. He's sending me fucking videos.
All right, there it is.
There it is. I kind of remember that.
Videos. I'm fucking excited because this fucking dream started.
Look at your tech team dropping it on you. They're dropping it on you.
Yeah, you can tell there's lots of love here, Ian, between my brother from another money or John and Keith here this morning.
We've all had smiles on the whole time.
That's exactly it. So, Ian, we've kept you over time, brother. I don't want to keep you much longer here today. I'm so grateful for your time here today. Closing comments, man. Where can folks find you? I know you're active on LinkedIn. It's where I found you. I loved your energy. I loved your profile. I loved your content. I'm happy that we're engaged and we're connected. Where can folks find you, engage with you, hire you? And is there anything you want to put on the table that we didn't get to today before we say goodbye?
I mean, not necessarily just that. Listen, we're actively seeking out bold brands looking to disrupt with us. You know, augmented reality, extended reality is at its prime and its peak. And I think we're seeing it from Apple to Meta to Snap to everything else. And Sneakar's here for it. We're here to be a boutique service to brands that want to get their feet wet and toe into what it is that's going on. Immersive future is just future. Immersive internet is just internet. Immersive advertising is choose your own adventure. Make sure you're giving your end algorithm something to bite into, and that they're not just taking a bite and walking away. So you can find me everywhere at Sneakar Shoe Co. So that's SNEAKAR Shoe Co. All of our socials, my LinkedIn, and then myself, just Ian G. Harrison. Anybody wants to brain build with me, I'd love to do it. This is what this session has been to me. Thank you guys for brain building with me. John, pleasure meeting you. Keith, your whole team, man, this has been great. Let's please stay in touch.
Awesome. Hey, Ian, quickly before you go, man, just enlighten my community, my audience with me, because the handsome chief here is a fucking AI tech nerd here, and help enlighten the audience like me, which tells the audience that in the next 6 to 12 months, we're probably going to be walking through media instead of just viewing it. Would you agree with that?
I would fully agree with it and tell you that we're living it already. You're already seeing it. The next step will be walking through media tailored to you.
Yes.
Because they have your algorithm footprint everywhere you go. Think Minority Report, hopefully a little less draconian.
So I got an invitation for you, brother. Keep your eyes on Keith and John. We are building the future of live media. We're building a future live morning show platform right here in front of you. And we get up and get after. We've been doing the show for 2 years now. We're building an entire platform underneath us. We believe the future, well, not rooted in getting rid of the past, but we believe the future of conversation is live. And we get up and we start the day with it every single day. And we're leading the charge of that. So I appreciate your comments and I appreciate hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me. And I'm sorry for all the Jeep owners I've offended in your comments.
Dude, hey, man, I got a Jeep, dude. We're in good company here. We're in good company.
Yeah, no, I got two, brother.
Yeah, he's got two of them. All right, guys. Jimmy, let's walk Ian out of the lab here. We'll reset hour 2. Johnny, want to take a quick little break? We'll come back and we'll keep the conversation going on. We'll come back with a Did You Know segment this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Have a good one, Ian. We'll talk to you later, pal. All right, let's do it, Jimmy. All right, good morning, everybody. This is hour 2. We just wrapped up a wonderful, energy-filled conversation with Ian Harrison. The dude's a rock star, man. He actually is a rock star. Yeah, true fucking story. Actually, absolutely a rock star. Anthropology guy. We talk tech, we talk AR, we talk sneakers, we talked energy. And it was a lot of fun with Ian this morning on the show. Listen, coming up, we got a Did You Know segment. We're going to get into success without burnout, the things that are holding men back, and so forth. And hey, guys, bottom of the hour here, we're going to open up the phone lines like we always do. Ian, we're actually in the 1990s here, man. So the phone lines are open, 431-300-3005. We'll open up at the bottom of the hour. You guys can join the show if you like. And of course, the comments are active. We got Season Strength up there. I appreciate you. Season, you're a Jeep guy too, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. We got Chic Bait out there. We got John Petrocelli out there as well. Which is always nice to have the community active here in the mornings on the big show. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Of course, we get after early, 7:30 Eastern time. Matt Roof gets the conversation started every single day. He leaned into gratitude today, guys. If you didn't hear that one, I invite you to go back and listen to that one. And I'm really glad that Ian walked in, bringing that gratitude. A lot of fun, a good reminder for all of us. All right. So let's keep it rocking and rolling here, guys. I'm also going to get into a morning focus conversation here at around the 8:30. I'm sorry, around the 9:30, 9:35 mark before we get into the community corner, so that we can lean into how we are using AI here in the lab and some of the things that I learned along the way. All right, so it's funny here, guys. Jimmy, let's get into this 7 days without a phone. What happened to my brain? Even though we had a guest on the show for a whole year, Jimmy, let's get this one started here, man. 7 days without a phone. What happened to the brain? Let's do it. No? All right, we won't do it. I see the box was checked. Oh, no, the box is not checked. Okay, I guess the handsome chief missed my little check mark there. Guys, imagine 7 days without going your phone, coming back better with focused moods, calm moods, and deeper sleep. What the science says can happen to your brain today, we are going to break it all down if you get rid of it. And actually, we had a guest on the show a number of months back, actually a number of weeks back, put his phone away for an entire year. Could you imagine not having a phone? So we're going to have a quick chat about this, actually. I need my phone. I live on my phone. I use my phone all the time. And I guess where I will go with this is that I don't fully agree with all these attitudes of getting rid of phone and all these things are affecting your brain. If your phone's productive for you, then use it. Yeah, true story. I know John uses his phone for productivity, for constructive use. I as well. I get tired of all these theys saying, don't use this, don't use that. If the tool works for you, use the tool.
Yeah.
To me, it's as simple as that, actually. Right? So, yeah. Ian was interesting, dude. Interesting fella. His energy was off the charts, Johnny. It was a different kind of energy.
Well, because he had things aligned properly. He was,
yes.
He had his passion first on his list, not the dollar.
Oh, interesting. You noticed that, didn't you? So did I.
Well, that's what he was. That was his description of E.
Yes.
Return on experience, which, you know, when experience is the first thing that you're seeking.
Yes.
Then you're going to have a much different, because you're creating.
Yes.
You know? And if you're in that side of your brain, right, then you're in a different state of mind. Now, obviously, you love what you do and you get really good at it, then dollars will follow.
I got to be honest, man. I think I'm going to steal the ROE type discussion from Ian and even yourself, like an interchange E for experience and energy, because I think, and I know you're a good communicator, I believe I am as well. I think it's easy to convince anybody that if you're leaning on ROI, you are chasing the absolute wrong thing. And I'm not saying it's not important, but it is a one and done, to your point, because like Ian said, when the quarter's done, the moment is done. And experience energy can last forever, John Anderson.
When you can choose wisely, you can find an, we refer to it more as an interest or a passion.
Yes.
If you have a passion that there's just no possible way to monetize, well, then maybe you should realize that that's something that you should, not put your life's work into, expect that you're going to be putting your kids through college. There's got to be other, forms of passion or interest or experience that have a good realistic possibility to monetize. So there's a little bit of a decision-making process there in the beginning of deciding where you're going to lean, as he puts it.
Well, and interesting too, because I can even, good morning, Lauren. She was getting after this morning, doing a big lower lift here today. And I'm with Seasoned Strength. You not only get experience, but you also give it. And Johnny, what I find fascinating is that even if you take the ROI out in terms of return on investment, a word you and I have been owning is interest, return on your interest. Think about that, right? So if you lean into your interest, there's a high chance you're going to get a higher return on it, which then there's a high chance you're going to get some income from it. Instead of what we've been trained to always lean on, got to get income. And then what happens, John? Some people wake up working for 40, 50 years. That's something they don't want to do because they've been taught that they have to get the income first.
Dude, I mean, you hear people, oh my God, I'm going to do this. They make X amount of money.
Yeah.
That's the fucking conversation done over.
Yes.
That's the metric. Yes. And we've never been trained to, okay, well, do you like that? Of course I like it. I'm gonna make $250,000 a year. No. Dude, let's talk about what you really enjoy. Is that something you like? Would you do this if you weren't getting paid? Well, no. Okay, well, maybe you should sit down and, have a cup of coffee with yourself mentally and decide if this is where you want to plan the next 50 years of your life.
How do you talk to your kids about that these days?
Well, I talked about that from the fucking very beginning.
Yeah.
I started dropping phrases on them they didn't understand. One of the ones that they didn't, I mean, I would say from the time that they didn't understand it at all, but I'm just plant the seed. I would say, look, you must choose your life or life will choose you.
It's very straightforward, isn't it? It's actually quite, and I know it's not easy for everyone. I want to be respectful of that. It's hard to choose your own life, John. It really is.
Well, and most people, that's very true. So you flip to the other side. If you don't know how to choose your own life, imagine what it's like when life chooses you. You can envision that real quick. Look around. We live in a fucking society of people where life picked them and they're fucking miserable. So now you've got the model for what you don't want. Work backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, remember that iconic Rocky scene when he's running up?
Which one, dude?
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Sorry. So yeah, thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So the iconic. So the first iconic Rocky scene of him running up the steps. I got a fun. So I'm introducing a "Did you know" segment to the show, which is just kind of fun things of driving conversation around "Did you know?" Well, apparently, Jimmy, let's run this clip. We got Frankie and Tommy coming in with some "Did you know" around the. Pick this up. Oh no, Jimmy, wrong one. No, Jimmy, there's a Descript clip there, Jim, with Frankie and Tommy introducing the Rocky script there.
You know, the crazy part is you take the music away, those scenes don't do half of what they do.
Exactly. Yep. 100%. So that Rocky scene was shot before the police arrived. They actually, so get this. So Keith, so you talk about you and Ben going all the time. So you and Ben showing up in front of this building and go, okay, we got to get the shot right now before the cops show up. That scene of him running up the steps was exactly that. It was him and his photographer driving up to the front of that building there. They stopped the car. That was the first take. He ran up the steps, did that, got it back in the car and ran before the cops showed up. They essentially stole the scene. But I bring that up because it's another example of too many folks wait for everything. Okay, I'm going to do it on Monday, John. I'm going to get the shot on Tuesday when everything's all lined up, going to be perfect. No, they're like, fuck it. We got to go right now. And they did it. That was the learning for me.
Well, and you figure that was his first one.
Yes.
He was just like, he wasn't used to fucking doing shit by the book. Fuck.
No.
Just get out there and, you know, that was him starting a business without insurance and a license right there.
Yeah. Yes.
Just do it. You know, and if this fucking thing works, then I'll buy the insurance. I got nothing to protect yet.
Dude, I gotta make a funny comment. So not going to release names as we like to protect the innocent, but I saw somebody this morning on LinkedIn. They made a big announcement about what they started, and it was like, coming soon, LLC. I was like, oh no, a lawyer
you got suckered into the fucking buy your LLC first.
Johnny, there's a lawyer right now in America that's taking his family out for dinner because somebody gave him a bunch of money for their LLC. And I'm just going to make a funny comment with you, pal. It's probably not going to do anything because everybody gets their LLC and then it doesn't do nothing. But I got the LLC. Anyways, but hey,
if you pay a lot of money for an LLC, then you're really fucking off your rocker. You can get these fucking things started for peanuts. Oh my God. There's services out there that will do it for you.
Can we have a platform to tell people not to make those? Should be a dumb shit award right there, which is, actually, I know. Come and give Keith and John 50% of what you're going to pay the lawyer for your LLC. We will put the money in escrow for you because you're going to need it when you recognize in a year or 2 years from now that the whole LLC wasn't really important to you. And we're just going to use it as a coaching mechanism for you.
But yeah, it's what doing that falls right in line with productive procrastination because there's a shitload of stuff that you need to do for this business, but none of that stuff matters unless the business actually, if the bird never gets off the ground, what fucking difference does it make?
Stallone framed that scene as an example of improvising under constraints. You're going to love this because you get this. You've lived your life this way. No money, I'm not saying today, but just back in the old days, no money, no permits, no permits, just a clear vision and a willingness to move fast, maybe do shit that others won't do, take calculated risk. And now he uses that moment as the central metaphor for his memoir's title, that this idea of running up the steps, grinding forward in life when everything feels great and nobody can tell you can do it, right? I love that because, we see that iconic scene for what it stands for, but I really enjoyed what it meant, which is he just went.
Well, so the character Rocky was about a boxer.
Yeah.
But in essence, he was the same character about a movie maker.
Yes. That's why it was such a pivotal movie in time, because it was really about
the energy that Rocky portrayed was the same energy that he was portraying, actually fucking trying to get that movie off the ground. He was.
Why do you think it's still so timeless today? Seriously, why do you think it's still so timeless? Is it the story? Is it the arc? Is it we still can so resonate with it? What do you think it is, bro?
That's a great fucking question. I don't know.
Because it is timeless. Because it's still, you watch it today, and sure the era is different, but the story, the meaning, the messages, all the same.
Yeah, I mean that's a great fucking question. I mean, I think there's something about a story where the little engine who could not, finally does it.
Right, and then who is he fighting? Right, it was Drago.
And he didn't have to win.
No,
he never even fucking won in that first movie.
I remember.
But he showed the heart
that
inspired fucking millions of Americans, and that was all it needed.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. And see, you're right.
In Japan, it's the warrior spirit. They don't give a shit if you win or lose, but if you get off the ground and nobody can believe you're standing up again, you're better off to lose and display that. You're a fucking hero.
Is that right, eh?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In terms of a society appreciating somebody doing what most people will not, that society embraces it fully.
I love that. That's
fully.
That's it's so it sounds like what you're saying to me is that they embrace effort more than winning.
Effort would be a piece of that, but okay. I think it's that effort then also plays into like it goes back to the kamikaze. You'll die to reach your goal. And when you see someone that is like going to the point where they're almost dead to reach their goal, like say in a fight, and like MMA, the old like pride fights.
Yes.
I mean, there was a guy that I wrestled with, and he had a fight with Don Fry.
Okay.
And it was probably one of the most iconic these motherfuckers just had each other by the back of the head, just fucking doing this for like minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, he lost, and I think that fight probably gave him brain damage. Dude, he was a fucking hero.
Yeah.
I mean, just because what he displayed in that fight was like, and same with Fry. I mean, they were just like, it didn't matter who won.
Well, I think it goes back to the, we as humans want to see effort. We actually really don't care about the winner or loser at the end of the day, do we? We just want to see somebody giving up the wallet. Sure, of course, winning is important, and nobody wants to be a loser.
And it's effort that's so far beyond what the average person doesn't understand is what they're seeking.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe he's still trying.
Yeah. I can't believe he's still trying.
Yeah, that's it. Because effort's great, but most people will fucking peter out too quickly. It's when it's the unbelievable attached to the effort that makes it so iconic for that. It's really the way it should be.
Well, it's funny. Do you say that? Because I'm not trying to say anything self-effacing or self-proposing, but for the last few months, there's been people coming to me now saying, holy fuck, man, you and Anderson are still getting after every single day. I'm like, yeah, we get up. Because it's just your comment of, holy fuck, they're still putting the effort in. Because now we're going into kind of the third year of this, and there's noticing it's like, oh, okay, like they're actually doing it. They're building something here. It's no different than when you would have been in the gym in your early days and somebody's like, holy fuck, man, Anderson's actually going for it. And it's like you're saying, well, fuck, of course I am. Like, what do you expect? Right? It's just that whole, so I find it humorous when humans don't expect you and then you keep doing it. And then it's like, oh, you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, totally. And the people that know me personally,
Yes.
Nothing that I do surprises
them. And I'm the same now.
You've seen me do this fucking whatever I'm doing so fucking long at a level that most people can't keep up with. They just, this is okay. He's coming through. You got one choice.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of the way or try to keep up.
Yes. Hey, before I let you out of here, I've been thinking about this for 22 hours and I'm really eager to get into this with you. How was your time with Mom yesterday? Mom, how was your time? I know. Was it? Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was killer. I mean,
yeah,
it'll be even better today because there'll just be Terry and myself there.
Okay. Yeah. There was a crew yesterday, wasn't there? There's more of you, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's always amazing time.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's what are you guys doing today with Mom?
Probably a lot of what we did yesterday, just hanging out. I mean, she's like,
is she pretty mobile still? Like active and mobile and moving?
Yeah, but in very small spaces.
Okay. Yeah.
Like perfect example, like you're not going to have her fucking hoofing across a goddamn parking lot.
Yes.
Like the little place where she lives, there's like a little clubhouse and a little restaurant. It might take 5 minutes to walk there, maybe less, 3.
Okay. Yeah.
One of us will drive her to the front door of the restaurant. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it would wear her out. That would be too much activity for the day.
Yeah. You mentioned parking lot. I found again, because I'm curious and I'm intrigued by interesting things. I found a fellow who did a study, and I got it in my notes. I'm going to put it on the table for later this week, who studied humans in a parking lot and how fucking lazy we are at putting shopping carts away. And I'm serious. He sat back in park lots across America and watched common themes. And I'm going to dig it up for later this week. But it's actually, so I used to work in a grocery store. I used to retrieve carts and I used to put carts back. So I found interesting. And you learn a lot about humans, John Anderson, when you watch how they behave with a shopping cart. And I know you don't spend a lot of time in a grocery store. I'm not suggesting you do, but just how humans interact and entitlement and, you know what I mean? And politeness and manners. And it's like, no, you put the fucking cart away. I work, you know what I'm trying to say? So, and that to me is probably part of the problem we have with humans these days.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that I'm not a part of pushing shopping carts.
No, neither am I, but I'm just saying I'm talking more about how humans treat each other in that situation.
100%. Yeah, it's not the respect of putting it back where it's easy to locate. Some people will just leave the fucking thing out there drifting around in the parking lot.
Yes. Running into
when I was doing the shit that we were talking about, I would bring it over to one of those places where there was a plant and put the front wheels over the curb so it wasn't going anywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
I would do it halfway.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting you out of here, pal. I'm going to get you out of here this morning a couple minutes earlier, and we're going to keep the show rocking and rolling. What's when you do these things with me here? Does Terry keep sleeping for a few more hours? And what do you do now? Like, what's your routine now? Are you going for a bite? Like, what do you do now?
So I've got about an hour until I have my first client call.
Yeah,
and so we've got an hour of productivity.
Nice.
Whatever needs to be done. So try to get all my stuff wrapped up. So by midday or whenever we go over to my mom's around 11, I've got everything kind of tucked away.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But the schedule's definitely with this week was designed for me to kind of deload on a physical basis.
Yeah.
And spend time with my mom. So the schedule is very different this week for sure, but it was a planned change.
So I'll be honest, if I was in your shoes right now, I would be having to really lean into my mental gratitude and mental, like, because sometimes I don't do well when I get out of my own routine or my own situations, right? So I have to learn how to adapt. I'm the first person to admit that. And
here's the trick to that.
Yeah,
you right at the end before you come into an environment like this for a short week, because I'm here for 5-6 days.
Yeah.
By the time we get home, it'll actually be 8. Because
yes.
we're going to see Terry's brother after this.
Yeah.
I leaned so hard into my routine, especially my training.
Oh yeah.
I need the break.
Right. I know exactly what you're saying. It was like, I need to get out of it. Yeah. I'm enjoying the break right now. And then what I've gotten to know about you is that by the time these 8 days are over, you're going to need to get back into your routine, into training.
Yeah, I won't make it. I won't make the full 8 days.
Yeah,
last night, I was like, fuck, what am I going to do tomorrow morning? You're going to do nothing, dickheads. What you're going to do?
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
See, I would struggle with that, man. I would struggle with that.
Well, I'd have to remind myself.
I know.
This is the plan is this.
This is the plan. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Season Strength has a question for you. Will John eat carbs on Thanksgiving?
I usually just have a few bites of everything. I don't do the sugar stuff, but I'll have a bite of, I like to just kind of sample things.
Oh yeah. You know? Yeah. Just to get the flavors, right? That's what Lauren does actually.
Yeah.
Show flavors.
The main thing is I don't overeat.
Yes. Yeah.
If you overeat and you're eating outside of your realm, that's where you have trouble.
Brother, what does that? So this is going to be, don't roll your eyes at this, but because this might mean something to different people. When you say I don't overeat, what does that mean to you? Does that mean just putting your plate and putting reasonable sized portions on your plate and then not going back for 2-3 times? And I'm being serious. And is overeating?
It means listening to your stomach.
Yes.
Okay. Will tell you.
Yeah, I know. 100%. Yes.
It depends on what you ate too.
Yes.
But you're going to get sick. Your stomach is the number 2 organ. The only organ that we have that speaks to us more than the stomach is the brain.
Yeah.
So just sit back and listen. If you're there enjoying your family and your loved ones, you're eating slow, you're talking, there's plenty of fucking time for those signals to kind of float on in and you to understand them. If you turn into one of these fucking freaks that just can't wait to stuff your face and all the fucking shit, you down it all so quickly by the time the signals get there, you're fucking sick and you feel like shit. Well, now you fucked up your whole experience because you don't feel well when you're there to enjoy the people.
I love how we're ending the conversation with the E word because we started it with Ian about an hour ago around return on experience. And you just talked about it here, how you wrapped it up by saying, you sit down and have your Thanksgiving meal. There should be a return on the experience. And I love how you wrap that up.
It's about the fucking people. It's not about the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we could literally, we could have, if we didn't have some big extravagant, dinner, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yes. Oh, I know. Yes. I hear you. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to get you out of here. We'll see you in less than, we got Mike Sullivan. You have to eat slower because there's a delay between the stomach getting feeling filled and the mind. Yeah. I do a much better job in my own head of, cause I am admittedly a fast eater. I enjoy my food hot and warm. I don't like when my food's cold.
Eat with your left hand.
Yeah, no, but here's my issue too, Johnny. I don't like cold food. Like I dislike it, right? I dislike colder food. So I will eat it. Don't misunderstand that. Like I'm not a bitch. I'm like, I can't eat cold food. I just prefer.
You know when people say I don't like, you know what that is?
What's that?
That's another fucking prison wall that you built around yourself. I don't like to do this. I don't like. Shut the fuck up.
No, but it's a choice. It's a choice. So no, because I have a preference, right? So
yeah,
right.
But if you don't like, turns into something that causes you some sort of discomfort because you didn't push past the what you don't like, it becomes a limitation.
It does, or you can reframe it, right? So again, because you have a choice, right? So I could choose to go and reheat my food.
I choose to go reheat my food.
That's what I mean. Yes, right. Or I can choose to eat it colder, but I enjoy my food hot. I enjoy my food warmer. That's how I enjoy my food. So, but what I can certainly tell you, I've gotten much better at is listening to the signals in my stomach that when I'm full, because can I
cold food? It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Like, can I crush 3 or 4 or 5 burger patties or 6 burger patties? Sure, I can. But there's times I've had 2 or 3 and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good right now. Maybe I don't need to go have the 5. And I'm making some exaggerated points. But maybe I don't need to have the 5 or 6 because I'm going to feel pretty shitty after that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, all right, pal. You get out of here. You enjoy your day with Terry and Mom, and I look forward to seeing you in less than 22 hours back here on the Big Show. All right, pal?
Have a good loop, my brother.
You betcha. All right. Johnny's out of here, guys. We're going to get the big dog out of the lab here this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. You are back hanging out with myself, the handsome chief here. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying the show here today. We got one more topic I'm going to get to in a quick second. Success, though, burnout, how high-performing men can survive the next 5 years. We got Community Corner coming up as well with Maya Reyes. Melissa is frantically working behind the scenes with Maya to bring life together. It's funny. So they dropped Veo 3.1 last week. And Melissa, I got some of the same errors last night. It seems like everybody's using it. And as a result, we're having some troubles pulling content together. So it's funny, the world of AI today. Okay, so Jimmy, let's run this. Let's talk for a few minutes around success without burnout, and how high-performing men can survive the next 5, 10, 15, 100 years. Sterling, Preston, who do we got? Let's get into it. Let's talk about success without burnout, how high-performing men can survive the next 5 years. Let's get that open and running,
Run your
Jimmy.
current grind 5 years forward. If perfectionism and status chasing stay in charge, what breaks first? Your health, marriage, or mind?
We treat burnout like proof we're winning, when it's really blurred boundaries, overload, and refusing help.
That story ends ugly.
You keep tabs open, inbox, deals, family, health, then act shocked when your mood or body finally crashes.
That's your system screaming. Real power is saying no, blocking rest, getting labs checked, and talking before you implode instead of after.
I've been that guy. Today's deep dive is your 5-year burnout defense before your body or mind sends the bill.
All right, guys, we're going to have a little conversation this morning on how high-performing men can achieve long-term success without burnout by intentionally prioritizing mental health, setting boundaries. Yeah, that big word, boundaries. Setting boundaries and embracing proactive self-care strategies over the next number of years. I know we put the headline of 5 years. Man, 60 months goes by in a quick second. Let's talk about the key drivers of burnout in high performers. And guys, it's not lost upon me that some of these topics we have conversations often about, but there's a reason for it. And the main reason, guys, is around awareness. In my experience, we can hear, but it's those awareness moments that make us do things. It's like, oh, fuck, Johnny said this. Maybe I got to do this. Oh, I heard Billis talk about maybe I got to go get my prostate checked today. I heard Seasoned Strength drop something about this. So we have these conversations on a regular basis to create awareness. The truth of the matter is there's nothing new here. And it's funny because it's one of the reasons why I think so many people try to find gimmicks and fads and quick fixes in the health and fitness industry because, again, the fact of the matter is that there's no magic potion for burnout. There's no magic potion to achieve ridiculous success, however you want to define it. No, it's the common themes. It's eating good food, getting good rest. It's running towards failure. It's getting up when you fall down. And then along the way, burnout is that common theme. It's a common thing among men who push for continuous, non-stop achievement, often driven by perfectionism, often driven by imposter syndrome, often driven by these societal expectations that display strength and composure. But the reality is that the pursuit of status and identity tied to external achievements increases risk, and it leaves many of us feeling isolated or disconnected despite this outward success. And what happens, guys? We talked about it yesterday. I'm fine. Oh, how you doing, Keith? I'm fine. Even though I'm crumbling inside, I'm fine. How you doing, Petro? Oh, I'm fine. What's going on, Jimmy? I'm fine. Fuck the I'm fine. If you're not fine, let's talk about it. And let's talk about some sustainable success strategies that can help us be more than fine. And maybe it's ideas like setting those non-negotiable boundaries for work, family, and downtime, using tools like a calendar blocking situation to protect personal time. Maybe that's important to you. You heard me say it before, if you're chasing balance, you're on the wrong show. But if you want to create boundaries for your own balance, you are on the right show. Maybe delegating tasks and learning to say no instead of yes. Thereby reducing overload, enabling focus on what matters most. Maybe chasing your interest, leaning into that return on interest, return on experience, return on energy. Yes, the return on income will come. The return on investment will be there. But maybe chasing the interest might help with those burnouts. Guys, we know that men are the loneliest we've ever been. So maybe it's building support networks and seeking that help when needed. Maybe it's reframing the idea of help in terms of asking for advice. Move up the alphabet. Don't get to the H. Stick on the A. Hey, Petro, can I get some advice? Oh, are you actually asking me for help? Yeah, I am, but I'm just scared to use the word. Okay. Maybe it's just sitting back and reframing therapy as strength and strategic investment in growth. Good morning, Graph Punks Media. Let's fucking go is right. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, the live morning show where we get up and get after it every single day here live, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And right now we are talking about how men can achieve long-term success without burnout. And the reality is, guys, self-care and recovery is hard, but is the most important thing. Right? Incorporating those structured rest and recovery. Have a nap today, guys. Go get a fucking nap. You know what, actually, Neiman, Jimmy? We're here about tracking sleep scores. Maybe we got to track a nap score. Maybe we'll create an app to help you guys track your naps, to run towards your recoveries. And I'm not saying sit down and go for a big fucking sleep in the middle of the day for 2-3 hours. But what's wrong with scheduling that 30-minute nap for yourself, or that 30 minutes to think instead of running to the next task? Think about the value in that. Guys, prioritizing that physical activity, the nutrition, the hydration, the regular wellness checks, the obvious stuff. And also making those time for relationships and the recreation that we all desire and need to nurture that emotional resilience, to prevent isolation. Get out. Whether getting out physically, IRL, or getting out digitally, getting out, interacting. Right? And looking past those 5 years, adopting a long-term mindset focused on quality. Use technology, use data. Don't get caught up in the data. Don't get caught up in the technology. Don't have it drive you down a path where you can't make your own decisions. You hear us talk often about the sleep score here on the show, right? I got a sleep score of 83 today. I feel like 100. Who's right? I feel great. But that data is helping me guide myself in a direction where maybe I don't need that recovery today. Maybe I don't need that sleep nap today because I'm feeling pretty good about it. And then, guys, in my experience, one of the greatest ways to reduce that burnout is race and run towards gratitude. Practice it daily. The greatest thing I have learned by doing this show has been running towards gravity while anxiety is chasing me from behind. And what I've learned is that the quicker I get on that treadmill and run, the faster that anxiety runs away from me. So, gentlemen, here's my invitation. By integrating these evidence-based habits and recalibrating definition of success, high-performing men, you guys can build that lifestyle. One that sustains achievement and well-being for years to come, instead of running on empty day after day after day and feeling shitty about yourself. So it's not rocket science, guys. And my last invitation for you is this. You need an accountability partner. You need somebody to put awareness into your head to help you get up and get after to hit those big goals. The invitation starts right here, live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, over there on X, over there on LinkedIn. Your morning team, Keith, John, Marty, Melissa, Jimmy, Sterling, Preston, Sophia, Maya, the entire team getting up, Frankie, Tommy, to help you guys get up and get after it. Jimmy, let's get into the focus. Let's get into morning focus this morning.
Your brain's a laptop with 20 tabs open, fans screaming. Meanwhile, AI sits minimized, hired assistant you never actually let work.
You bought AI tools, but still carry everything in your head like it's 1998.
Honestly, that was me last year.
When AI holds notes, drafts, reminders, your brain finally zooms out to patterns and strategy. Feels weird at first, then quietly incredible.
4 habits, offload notes, park half-done ideas, reuse prompts, track patterns. Suddenly your head feels lighter.
That's where strategy finally fits.
If software can remember it, your brain shouldn't haul it like luggage.
Keith's breaking down that shift in Morning Focus today.
Good morning, everybody. Chic Bait, I saw you calling in there. Hang tight. We're right in the middle of some segments here. We'll open up the phone lines here in a number of minutes here. Guys, I'll be honest with you. Running this show every day isn't just a creative challenge. It's actually, and what I'm learning, Neiman's learning, producer Jimmy's learning, it's actually a cognitive marathon. Cue the creatine. 2 hours live, multiple segments, guests, the cast of AI characters, a full media ecosystem spinning around it. It's funny. I talk about this with the team all the time. People try to do one podcast a week. Guys, we actually do 40 a week. When you break down our show and break down all of our segments, we're actually delivering 40 podcasts a week when you put it into a can. And I got to tell you, man, if I tried to keep all of that in my head, fuck, we go back to the previous conversation on burnout. Yeah. See you later, guys. See you later, alligator. Jimmy, we got a good graphic. Let's put this graphic up on the screen because let's get into what we actually do. The 4 AI-powered practices that free up my mind, free up Melissa's mind, Jimmy's mind, so we can think bigger, move faster. Because, guys, to those of you that have been hanging out with us for a long time, you know the story. This show is a metaphor for what we're actually building here. The show is the first pillar in the big network we are building, a live morning show network behind the scenes. We're building a platform, we're building characters, we're building an entire Mornings in the Lab universe. So let's get into it. Here's what I actually do. The 4 AI-powered practices that free up my mind so I can think bigger, move faster. And hey, I invite you to take some of this away from you today because maybe some of it will help you as you go through your day. Number 1, guys, I offload my thinking into my OS, my ChatGPT, my tools. Every morning when I get up and I get on my tread, when I go for so I do my morning routine, and then before I start my lift, I go for a 15-minute walk. On my 15-minute walk, I take my brain and dump it. Every idea, every insight, every angle, every question, I dump it straight into GPT. True story. Dump it right in there. And then it frees my brain up. It's gone. And see you later, alligator. Right? And here's the thing too. I got a folder in there of projects and I dump it all into there. I don't second guess myself. I don't polish anything. I just literally dump it out. Many of us would call it basically, a dumping of notes. I just purely capture everything. Then I lean on GPT to turn that raw chaos into structured segments, titles, prompts, rundowns. It's like literally having this creative sous chef ready for me 24/7. This frees my brain from remembering. I know it sounds so freaking simple, but it's true. And I cannot invite you guys enough to try it out. These little tools are pretty smart. Dump your brain. But here's the difference. If you're using an old school notebook, if you're using an old school digital notebook, that data is sitting in there static, not dynamic. You can't activate it. You can't get value out of it. So I've been leaning into using GPT, maybe Gemini 3 in the future, for my brain. All right, number 2, guys, I let the AI prep our products and our projects before the day gets going. So again, yesterday, Keith, Jimmy, Melissa, and the team, after our show, we do a production meeting, and then we let stuff start working, right? We let the machines get going. Here's the other reality, nation. We couldn't do this show on a daily basis if we didn't lean into these AI tools. True story. Because AI builds everything for us. So those of you, actually, I got some for you guys that are poo-pooing on AI. So AI is the great work equalizer. Nobody now can hide from the fucking the pretend make work projects. The pretend make work projects are all being done by the AI. And here's the other thing. If you're the go-getter, you're going to be celebrated as the go-getter in the office because the AI is going to support you as the go-getter. If you're just sitting back waiting to react, see you fucking later, alligator. Number 3, guys, I use AI to model decisions before making them. This is a no-brainer. 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 Before you make a decision, run your decisions through some models. What does it hurt you? It's an absolutely underrated move I think most of us are doing. You don't have to make the decision on the spot. But put your thought process into GPT, into Gemini, into Grok. Maybe something like, if we introduce this new segment, what could the ripple effect be? If we introduced dumb shit award, what kind of feedback will we get from people? If we tweak the format, what happens to audience retention? There's no question that using AI to model decisions before making them is one of the most underrated strategies that I suspect most humans are running from. I still suspect most of us are using ChatGPT like it's 2023. My best thinking happens when I dump it all in there and I work with it, not against it. And the last thing, guys, I use AI to protect my focus workflow. True story. My best thinking happens early, before the world starts knocking. So I ask it to help prepare the rest. It does research, summaries, creatives. And I'll leave you with this. We are building an AI first company supported by humans instead of all these human companies supported by AI. Remarkable difference. Remarkable difference. So here's the real win, guys. And here's the real win for moi. AI doesn't make me smarter. No, but what it's done for me, it's removed everything that blocks me from being smart. Think about that. It removes it all. It handles the load, so I can handle the leadership. So don't run away from it, run towards it. And it organizes the chaos so I can show up as the creator, the operator, the storyteller, the morning host who builds something genuinely new. And that is how we are scaling Mornings in the Lab and the show that we are all growing to love together into a network. Not, guys, by grinding harder. No, actually. But by thinking clearer. True motherfucking story. Maya Reyes, what's happening in the community? Let's get after it.
If you can't finish one page without checking your phone, welcome to the Community Corner. It's time for airplane mode. Boredom isn't failure, it's your nervous system finally exhaling. Unscheduled, device-free minutes give your brain space to sort your life. The most radical move today isn't grinding harder, it's becoming obsessed with your own life instead of everyone else's. Burnout isn't solved with better candles. It's what happens when your environment punishes boundaries and you never feel safe being yourself. Today's through line, airplane mode for your brain, obsession with your life, and environments that either crush or protect you. Keith, take it.
Good morning, Beholder 1972. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. You guys can join the show with us live right now. We're in the Mornings in the Lab community. We're going to open up the phone lines in a few moments. True fucking story. 431-300-3005. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Come say hi in the comments, just like Beholder did. Which Shake and Beholder, where are you joining us from this morning? Guys, hey, Maya just introduced the... Oh, it's Spartacus. So yes, awesome. I love it. I love it. With Shake and Spartacus, always love having you in the lab, man. Always love having you here in the lab. 100%. Hey, YouTube, put your life in airplane mode. Austin Schrock. He hit a breaking point. He couldn't even read a book anymore. Hey, Austin, meet John Petro. He only reads half the books. Yeah, he's always connected, always multitasking, constant anxiety. He realized, Austin did, that hustle culture is a trap. Speed, constant productivity, and purpose and peace. The answer? Embrace boredom. Embrace unscheduled, device-free moments. Activate those brain regions that foster creativity and self-reflection. And I'll tell you what, the answer? These high achievers, they balance this intense, deep work with deliberate rest and boredom. Andrew Huberman, Cal Newport, Ryan Holiday, Keith Billis, John Anderson. True story. So you anchor your mornings, you create those routines, exercise, reading, meditation that ground you before the day starts. Single task, do one thing at a time. So I don't agree with that, actually. If you can have a task, get after that. Good to see you too, Spartacus. Can AI fix my cold? Yes, it actually can. Spartacus, you be the human, you get your rest. Give your AI tasks, to give your menial, redundant tasks to AI so you can get some rest, and maybe Bob's your uncle. True story. But Austin has a practice for us. 30 minutes in the morning without screens, reduce social media, focus deeply on one task. And what would you change if you stopped multitasking for just one day, nation? What would you change? I don't know. What would you change? I find them productive when I'm multitasking. All right, guys, let's go spend some time on Substack. Being obsessed with your own life. WebMD will diagnose you. This is true, cheek bait. So will ChatGPT and so will Gemini. Hey, Hazif over on Substack says that the most radical act in a world of distractions is to become obsessed with your own life. Yeah, I didn't say wife. I said your own life. Well, you could be obsessed with your own wife too. Yeah, especially if she's hot like my wife. Non-vanity, not self-absorption, deep personal ownership, intentional living, self-respect. Because if you know yourself beneath the layers of conditioning, it'll define your success on your own terms. Here's my invitation for you. Prioritize ruthlessly. Protect your time and energy. You heard our guest earlier today, Ian Harrison, when I asked him what he's scared of. Because I love living. I've never had a guest in the show say, I love living. I love living, he says. So I'm suspecting Ian takes a page from this. He prioritizes living ruthlessly. He protects his time. Because when motivation fades, that discipline stays. So guys, be intentional with those relationships. Nurture those who support your growth and let go of those who drain you. We talk about it often. If somebody is holding you back, let go of the person holding you back. And seek purpose from your own mirror, from within, not from external validation. If there's somebody there who doesn't like what you're doing, get rid of somebody. Keep doing what you're doing. Let your deepest values guide that direction that you so beholden to. Because growth means not every person or old version of themselves can come with you into that next chapter. So here's my question for you guys. What are you more obsessed with? Your life or someone else's highlight reel? Think about this one, nation. What are you most obsessed with? And if the answer right now is your inbox, well, it's because you're taking care of somebody else's task list. True story. All right, LinkedIn. We're going to continue our journey through the mornings in the live community of our LinkedIn right now. We're going to start over with Christy Dickey. What's shaking, Christy? She says burnout isn't just a personal energy issue. It's an environmental problem. She says that workplaces and cultures reward constant output and disconnection. They punish boundaries and self-care. Telling people to set boundaries is useless if their environment punishes those behaviors. Burnout, well, it stems from lack of belonging. People just need to feel safe, valued, and able to be themselves without constant overperformance. I got something to say about this. Here's kind of my thoughts on this, though. Let me just do this here. All right. So here's part of my issue with this, Christy Dickey. No, not your issue, but everybody's looking for fucking shortcuts. And so part of this is environmental problem, workplace and culture reward constant output and disconnection. Really? I think AI is going to reveal a lot of fucking laziness. I think AI is going to reveal a lot of people who aren't doing shit. I think AI is going to fucking get people out of the house that are just sitting around doing fuck all. True story. I don't know if burnout is just a personal injury. I don't even wonder if it's an environmental problem. See, when I grew ICUC and I'm growing this company here today, I focus on one thing only. Results. That's it. Results. If you can't get results because you're burnt out, fuck, man. You're not delivering results. You're not going to last you very long. If you're not delivering results because you feel like you're not belonging, or you don't feel like you're safe or valued, I get that there's certain companies and cultures that always want output. But isn't that what business is? Output? Delivering results? Doing people just want a fucking hand-holding session? Christy challenges this whole conversation at the end, and she says, when was the last time you felt truly seen without performing? And are you healing your burnout, or are you just managing it better in a toxic system? What is a toxic system? What is it? So I think a toxic system might be a place that is micromanaging you. Well, if they're micromanaging you, then they're probably not a good leader, because they're needed to, their whole ego is about managing you. Hey, Maya, get me out of here. Save me. Walk me out of the community corner into the outro. Let's do it, Maya.
Just walk through distraction, ownership, and burnout that isn't your personal weakness. If that stung, you're exactly who this was for.
Start stupidly small. Tomorrow morning, 20 minutes with your phone away, doing one thing that moves your own life forward.
Are you obsessing over your life or everyone else's feed, nation?
No, wrong button. No, wrong button there too. Yeah, we love silence. There we go. All right, guys, we're wrapping up here on the big show, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. I'll open the phone lines up for a couple minutes here. Sheik Bait, open the phone lines up. You want to have a quick little chat? Let's bring you in here. 431-300-3005. We had Sheik Bait joining. She tried to call a couple times here. Guys, we are a show for those that need to have a voice on the other end here. So we'll welcome Sheik Bait to the call here. Let's bring her in here. Let's see what's shaking with Sheik Bait here today. What is going on, Sheik Bait, this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends? What's shaking, Sheik?
It is Sheik Bait.
Yes, I know it's Sheik Bait. What's going on?
Things are better.
Are you feeling better today?
Yeah. I let him calm down, and I had a conversation with the guy, and he calmed down, and everything turned out okay. So,
Awesome.
It was a rough morning for people who didn't tune in yesterday.
Yes, it was a rough morning for Chick. Yes, those of you that don't know, Sheik Bait is a welcomed and active member of our Mornings in the Lab community. Sheik had a tough day yesterday, so I invited Sheik to send me a text and give me a call. We had a quick little couple of second chat yesterday, and I said, "Hey, come back to the show tomorrow. Maybe this energy will help move you in a good direction." And I'm suspecting Sheik had a call with the other person in her life, and it sounds to me like you are in a better, positive state today.
Yes. I said perhaps it would be better to talk in person over the phone.
Yes.
He agreed. So he was actually meeting me at my level. I set my boundaries, and I apologized for crying on the phone to him. I said I should have been calmer too, and he agreed. So we're meeting, at that level, and he'll be back face to face later tonight. So
Nicely done. Well, listen, we are on an unfortunately a bad connection here, so I'm going to keep it short. But I do want to say thank you. Why am I thanking you? I'm thanking you for getting up and having the courage to join the show yesterday, call today, and be yourself. Be vulnerable.
Is this better?
No, it's not actually. And being vulnerable, and you had made a comment yesterday that you're proud to be in this space because it's a safe space, and that makes me feel like we are doing our job. So I will continue to.
Thank you. I'll text you later. I'm sorry for the bad connection. I'm gonna go.
All right. Thanks, Sheik Bait, for joining us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right, we're gonna walk Sheik out of here, Jimmy, Melissa. We're walking Sheik out of the show here. And we're going to wrap up here, guys. And we're going to make it sound a little bit like this as we do that. Yeah, this has become we're launching a new segment on the show, guys. Yeah, I'm going to name it Relationship Advice with the Handsome Chief. Yeah, it's funny. Marty sent me a text last night. He said, "Hey, dude, fuck, man, I didn't know you were such the relationship guy." I'm like, "Well, you're just offering up advice, man. Just knowing what I know." There you go. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's Run in the Lab. True story. We talked about what it really means to chase big goals, the burning out, We talked about how your bedroom lighting and exercise snacks are messing with helping your heart. Yes. We laughed at a guy balancing a shopping cart on his chin. You're like, what? Yeah, go back to the morning loop on that one. And that's okay, Cheek. I appreciate you calling us in here today. We had Ian Harrison turning sneakers into walking billboards. That was a fun conversation. We talked about return on energy, return on experience. I invite you, 8:30 Eastern time, go back, listen to that segment on the show here. We took you inside 7 days without a phone, and we talked about how high-performing men actually survive the next 5 years. And guys, if you've been looking around, or if you're new here, I invite you to hit like, hit that subscribe, drop a comment. We're here as your daily accountability partner. We cost nothing. Our only cost is not hitting that fucking snooze button and getting up. Yeah, and joining the show live, just like Cheekbait and Spartacus and Global and Sullivan and Holroyd and everybody else here in the community, Petro, every single day. Hey, tomorrow, guys, we're going to sit down with Cheryl Raphael Whitaker, corporate escapee who walked away from the Fortune 500 life and turned joy into a $14 million leadership strategy. Guys, we got some estrogen joining the show tomorrow. We have so much testosterone on a daily basis. We got some female energy joining the show tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. True story. Good time. Peace to you, my friend. And tomorrow we're going to take on a topic a lot of men quietly live with, alone in a crowd. Why so many men still feel isolated and how we might want to talk about fixing it. So guys, same time, same place. Don't hit that snooze button or you're going to be 9 minutes behind Charlie, who doesn't. True story. We'll see you guys in less than 22 hours right here on The Big Show. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, and 7:30 with Matt Roof, Kindness Rising. We'll see you guys tomorrow.